y'all, welcome back to Cooking in Quiet. My name is Tiana. I am your host and your chef. Today we are going to be making some curry chicken, and that's not Jamaican style. I don't want any of the Caribbean Jamaican people in my comments like, that's not how you do curry. This is Chef Dante's way of doing curry chicken. I will be using some chicken drumsticks. You see all my seasonings, and we'll get into that in a second. But let's go ahead and wash this chicken. Gotta see how many pieces we need, honestly. So depending on the number of people in your family is depending on how many pieces of chicken you should use. So a good rule of thumb is, if everybody's not greedy, 1 piece of chicken per person is actually pretty good. But if they greedy like somebody that I know, they need like 2 or 3 pieces on their plate. So, because we don't want to have curry in our house for too many days, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's that? 6. 6 should be good. 6 should be good. And obviously, you take this and you put everything else back up when you're ready to use that. So, again, if you're new to the show, Cooking Ain't Quiet. Cooking ain't never quiet. I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but it's just not. There's always bound to be some type of noise. Always. What I'm doing right now is just running some water on the chicken, and I'm gonna wash my hands so that I can go ahead and go grab some vinegar. And remember, you can clean your chicken with any type of acid or citric acid that you would like. You want to do some lemon, some lime, you can do that. I'm just opting for a little bit of vinegar, and we're gonna wash it with warm water. Trying to get rid of some of those impurities. So when you're done washing it, your water for the chicken shouldn't be murky. It should be clear water. And don't worry, your chicken will not taste like vinegar, so don't be nervous. But don't also pour the whole bottle of vinegar in there, because, you know, then you run the risk of having vinegar curry chicken. I didn't tell y'all that recipe. I did it. So you're pretty much washing the chicken or rinsing it off like 4 times, and then it'll start to run clear. Similar to basically like when you're washing rice, you want to run it clear about 4 times, and that'll let you know that everything is out of it. This is what your chicken should look like when it is all cleaned. Okay. And remember, when you're working with chicken, just try to keep everything sanitized. Keep washing your hands. You don't want to have salmonella and all that stuff all around your kitchen. And because we're working with curry, please, 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 make sure that you have on gloves. In the description box, I'm actually going to put that down below so that you guys can remember to have some gloves on hand when you are cooking and seasoning your curry chicken. Okay. So, I'm gonna start off by chopping up a medium-sized yellow onion. Make sure y'all can see me. I don't normally chop with gloves, so bear with me. Just peel your onion, clean it up. Clearly these gloves is interfering with my greatness, but it's okay. It is okay. Pick up as many scraps as you can. Remember, we like to clean as we go. So, just going to slice our onion. Just these nice big pieces are good. Don't need to do any smaller. Again, this is my way of doing curry chicken. Okay? Putting that out there. Then you take your clove of garlic. You just need about 3 to 4 of those bulbs. Take it, try to put all my weight on it and smash it. That's one piece. Look at these onions, is loud, y'all. Woo! Saw a trick recently where he didn't cut the butt of the onion off until the end. But it's like, while I understand that trick, what happens when you're cutting the onion, right? But you're not putting it directly in the pot right away. So how is it supposed to make my eyes stop watering? I don't know, but let's put those onions in a bowl and get them away for us for now so we can get this recipe together. Okay, put your onions to the side. We're gonna put our garlic in there. Slice it in half. And you can buy pre-peeled garlic too. Or obviously you can just have everything prepped before you start seasoning, so you ain't gotta do all of this. Very good. So 4 cloves of garlic, 1 medium yellow onion, sliced. It does not have to be diced, just sliced. Got our scraps. This is Scotch bonnet peppers. I like to keep them in my freezer so that I can pop them in my stuff when I'm ready. And then I also have some thyme. So because I'm gonna be working with the chicken, I'm gonna take out some of my frozen fresh thyme and put it in our bowl. I'm gonna also take 3 pieces of our Scotch bonnet peppers and put that in the bowl as well. This is where it becomes a little tricky. Please watch. So, gonna generously season with the curry powder. I wanna say maybe 3 tablespoons. Okay? Going in with some onion powder. Are you cooking if you don't cook with onion powder? Let you think about that. Going in with garlic powder. Again, are you cooking if you're not using onion and garlic powder? Piece of onion on my arm. We're going in with some seasoning salt. Probably 1 teaspoon. A little bit of complete seasoning. Again, 1 tablespoon. Ingredients will be listed down below. And then stuff that I swear by, my best friend introduced me to this, or at least this size of it, at least. And this is chicken bouillon flavoring. To me, this is the star. Aside from the curry powder, this is the second most important seasoning. This is more important than the chicken. And I would say about 1.5 tablespoons of that. Obviously, there's no way for us to taste this seasoning right now. So, once you start to cook down the curry, we'll get to that later on in the video. You'll see that you will have to adjust your seasonings. But sometimes it's spot on. Sometimes your girl is spot on. So, take our vegetables. We'll pop those in there. Get us about half a cup of water. Pour that over. And just massage it. Now, it is best to do this overnight, but sometimes you just don't have that prep time, and that's okay. So today, I'm going to do about a 3-hour marinade on this curry chicken. 3 hours should be sufficient. I'm gonna add a little bit more curry powder. And the reason that you wanna wear gloves with this is because turmeric, which is one of the main ingredients in curry powder, stains your nails. It honestly stains everything.
It's like blood.
It's like what?
It's like blood.
But blood comes out. Sometimes curry don't.
Yeah, curry don't come out at all. That's why I love curry, but once it gets on my hands, I get frustrated.
And that's why I prefer the curry shrimp.
But the shrimp gotta have no shell on it.
No, not really.
Yes, really.
I mean, for me, I put the whole shrimp in my mouth.
With the shell?
With the shell.
Ew.
Not the shell. You mean the tail?
You know what I mean.
Yeah, with the tail, and then when you're done, you just spit the tail out. That's how that works.
This ain't sunflower seeds.
Whatever. So now we're gonna let this refrigerate for a minimum of 3 hours. Because it takes about 1.5 hours to 2 hours to cook. That's why I said it's probably best to do this the night before or early in the morning. We will be back when it's time for us to fry up the curry. Hey y'all, welcome back to Cooking in Quiet. As promised, the chicken has now been marinated for about 3 hours or so, and we're getting ready to fry it up. Y'all know this is my handy dandy coconut oil. I'm just gonna take about a tablespoon of it to a pot that I've already had heating up for about 5 minutes or so on high heat. And once this coconut oil melts down, but you can use vegetable, you can use canola, any neutral oil will be perfect. Honestly, you can use avocado, olive oil too. I think I tried it with just about all those oils, honestly, truly. Then we're gonna take some Caribbean Rhythms mild curry powder, and we're gonna fry it. I would say about 2 tablespoons. Be careful with the curry. Be very careful. And what this does, from what my knowledge of it, is this cooks down, it's called burning the curry, and it cooks it down so that it's more tolerable on your stomach. This is just what I've heard. And it gives it like a deeper flavor. And just let this cook. I know when it's ready to add the chicken because of the smell. But if you've never done it before, then you don't know what smell I'm talking about. But as you can see, the color of it will start to darken up, and you'll get this like beautiful, almost brownish looking curry oil thing. Y'all see where I'm going with this. Okay, so it's starting. It's heated up perfectly. It's heated up very nicely. Okay, so what we're gonna do is reduce the temperature to medium. And what I'm doing right now is just grabbing a glove. Because again, the curry will stain your hands. And we're gonna add the chicken, and what we're doing, actually put the temperature back up. We're going to fry it to just give it some color. Remember that bowl has all those marinated onions, Scotch bonnet, fresh thyme. Do not throw that away. We need that. We need that. Obviously, I've been cooking this for a minute now or some time now. But, so this is why you see my hand in the pot with a glove on it. But to be safe, use tongs. You notice I haven't flipped them yet. You want them to get as much color on them as possible. This is similar to the process of if you were to do brown stew chicken too. Okay. I'm gonna stop being bad. I'll use a tongue now. And that's what we're looking for right there. Some nice color on the chicken before we start to add our vegetables and broth. And make sure your temperature is on high heat. If it's smoking really badly, then you can adjust it. But if not, and it's cooking and frying really good by itself, just keep it there. And you want to do this for about 10 minutes before you start adding in your vegetables. If you didn't notice, I do have a potato that I'm going to be cooking with also. And I like to throw in a bag of mixed vegetables. I got this from my cousin's stepmom. She likes to put, she is Jamaican, she likes to put mixed vegetables, or if not, peas and carrots in her curry chicken. So what I'm doing now is I just poured in our marinated onions and Scotch bonnet and thyme. You pretty much just let this fill your kitchen with that seasoned curry fragrance. But I'm trying to cook down the vegetables a little bit before I start adding in the broth and letting this stew, because it will take about an hour and a half to 2 hours for this to fully cook down. And yes, you don't have to only use legs. You can use thighs, you can use breasts, you can use shrimp, you can do chicken wings. People like to do they have what's called stew pieces. And you can get those at, your local meat stores for like $3-4 a pack. And it's more than likely dark meat and maybe one piece of white meat. A little piece of breast will probably be in there. But it's so good. And you can feed your family. That pack that I showed y'all earlier had 12 pieces of chicken in it. And it was less than $5. So think about that. With that one pack, you could feed your whole family for less than $5 if you're 6 of y'all. You figure all you need is about 2-3 potatoes. It's another $1 and change, maybe like $1 or $8. A bag of mixed vegetables, same thing, another $1. And a bag of rice. Assuming you have all the seasonings at the house, you just made dinner for 6 people for $10. That's less than $2 a person. So So what I'm doing now is just getting some water and adding it to my bowl that has the marinade in there. And this is honestly about 2 to 3 cups of water that I added into my curry chicken. And so what we're gonna do is just let this boil down for about 20 to 30 minutes before we come back and we start to add more seasonings and our vegetables to it. Pretty much want to let it come to a boil and then just let it simmer. And we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Okay, y'all, so it's been about 20 to 25 minutes, maybe even 30, that I had the chicken cooking. I'm like, it doesn't make sense to just cook it for 15 minutes. Just let's cook for a little bit longer. So this is our progress right now. So you see that nice thick gravy, the Scotch bonnet. It smells so good in here. Sorry, y'all. So what I'm gonna do now is taste the sauce. And this let me know what's missing. Well, I'll smell it first. I eat with my nose. Ooh. Y'all, that's perfectly seasoned. Wow, it is perfectly seasoned. I don't have to add any salt. I don't have to add anything. It's just a little bit of black pepper. Then we're gonna add into it. Wow, I'm shook. I'm shook. So yeah, just take heed to those measurements that I talked about earlier in the video. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna let this boil a little bit more. And while I got y'all attention, I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit and turn our attention to the white rice. I think we talked about it before, but if we didn't, here it goes. So this is some long grain rice. If you're familiar with Mahatma rice, this is what it is. This is about 1.5 cups. I've washed it. You want to make sure that you rinse it off about 3 or 4 times until that water runs clear. And we're going to add this into a medium-sized saucepan. And you can see how clean the rice looks. And when you're washing it, you're taking off that starch and that essentially like grit, dirt. And this gives you the perfectly fluffy rice. Okay. So to that 1.5 cups of white rice, my secret ingredient is chicken broth. If you use chicken broth, you barely have to add any oil. You don't have to add any salt. So we're gonna add 2 cups of chicken broth. One. Two. And to be safe, another 1/2 cup. So 2.5 cups of chicken broth to 1.5 cups of rice. Okay. And we're gonna put that on our eye so that it's on high. Grab us a little bit of butter. If I can find it. Okay. Handy dandy vegan butter. Y'all know the vibes. Got a tablespoon in the pot. And our vegan butter also has a little bit of salt in it, so you definitely don't have to add salt to your rice. I'm just gonna bring that up to a boil. This is our 1 potato. Remember, it's only 2 of us. So if it's more, you increase the amount of potatoes along with increasing the amount of meat, depending on how many people there is. Nice chunky pieces. And this is a russet potato. You can use honestly any color. I don't really use a lot of white potatoes. Golden. You can even throw some sweet potato in here if you're feeling adventurous. I never did it, but hey, cook it how you want to. We're gonna add our potatoes to the curry swimming pool. Along with our mixed vegetables. So by the time this is done, the chicken is going to be falling off the bone. So we're going to cover it back up and we're going to cook this on medium heat for another hour and about 15 minutes. Our rice is going to take about 20 minutes or so of cooking. I wanted you guys to see the steps that I take on camera. So when we come back, you will see the finished product. Hey y'all, welcome back. Okay, so we are nearing the end of this curry chicken recipe. Y'all bear with me. I will have all the ingredients listed down below, but I wanted you to focus over here on our curry chicken. Are y'all ready? Count me down.
3, 2, 1.
Look at that. Look at that. I turned it down some because you know you don't want anything to overcook. But let me take out a fork so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Your potatoes should be fork tender. See that? Go straight through, no problem. The chicken, look at that, falling off as promised. As promised, look at that. Perfectly cooked chicken, a nice gravy. Show y'all my rice. Can they see me? It look good? It's focused. This is my most perfect pot of rice, y'all. I'm gonna plate a little bit because I want y'all to see, but it's only gonna be a little bit. Just so y'all can see what I'm working with. And again, the amount that I just made, that's enough, honestly, for 3 to 4 people. Like, I'm okay with 1 piece of chicken. Somebody else ain't, but I am. Can't even show it. Can I put the broken pieces of chicken in here that I just showed y'all? That's okay with y'all? No? Okay. That's fine. I'll do a whole one. Look at that. Let me get some regular spoons so we can get some juice. Gotta get a little bit of everything. Got some peas, some carrots, a little potato, a little bit more of that gravy. They see me good?
Still right there, perfect.
Perfect? Okay. I want y'all to see. Because this is on the, I think this is like an intermediate type of dish. What you think, babe? I feel like it, compared to a lot of the other stuff, this might be like the next level, like, but you can do it. As long as you have patience, you can do it. Y'all see me good? I just want to get a piece of, ooh, honey. It's literally like butter. Literally. Y'all see me? I just touched it. Touch the hem of his garment. Look at that. Lord, have mercy. I know I'll be scared. Ooh. I haven't made this in so long. Y'all, somebody looking at me. Somebody like, I know you're gonna let me taste this. Yo, he was giving me the evil face, y'all.
I was not.
Yes, he was. Y'all, he had to look from behind the computer. But everything will be posted down below. I'm gonna try to go step by step. Cannot promise you a walkthrough recipe, but I will say, just listen to the steps in the video. I will put down below how long everything took to cook and give some helpful hints. And as always, if you have any question, comments, or concern, you can always inbox us or leave a comment. And I will see you guys next week.